Hello, welcome, Carmela. Hi. Tonight was smooth. I got in very easily. So thank you for you being the first. Um, we're going to talk about, you know, I opened up the restaurant in Franklin Square, you know, in 1984. I left our beach uh, to start a new life. And in Franklin Square, it was a Italian neighborhood. It was consisting of Sicilian, Calabrese, Napoletane, that's from Sorrento, and people from Frosinone, from province of Rome. That there was there a soccer club, coffee shop, very very popular, very famous. People used to come there from Knickerbocker, used to come from our beach, from the Bronx. It was a very connected coffee shop. I think it was connected to the Lucchese, uh, but we also was the Bonanno there, and there was the Gambino, of course. But they held the position there with the coffee shop, and in that Italian neighborhood there was King Umberto, very famous restaurant that they had in Almont. It was called King Umberto because they had a few restaurants there, and the one was in Old Country Road. Umberto, the original Umberto, and the other one that was in Almont was King Umberto, and that was in Almont. Now, close to me, there was Carmela Pizzeria, very popular. Was there, when I got there, was already established 20 years. There was another restaurant, Filomena, that's from Frosinone, from Rome, that were connected with this soccer club. There was three big competitors that had to face, my restaurant. But I didn't care, and that's where really I got the reputation, the Sicilian, because I was the, I'm always been the outsider. Talking back when I began, I came from Sicily. I was 12 and a half years old. I left my friends that I used to play soccer with, we hang out, we shoot, we gamble, and with the pinball, what do you call it, the soccer games, you know, uh, pitch money. So when I left, I came to Red Hook, Brooklyn, my friends, the childhood friends that everybody grows up with. I never had that. I never was that lucky, So when I went to Red Hook, I lived there for years. I met friends, and I lost the friends when I went to Glendale. And then from Glendale, I lived there 10 years, from 16 to 21 years old. And then I went to our beach. So I never really had friends that I grew up with. I always had acquaintance, friends, never really somebody that I could really say I grew up with. So it was, let me say hello. So we got the Bugsy. That's Paulie, right? Paulie. Welcome. Hi. And then we have, I got to put my glasses. I could see far because I had surgery in my eyes, but I need glasses to read. Big Mall, you need to shape up. All right, we're going to get rid of this guy because I'm not going to get, Big Small, you need to shape up. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of this guy. I'm not in the mood like last night to, get aggravated with. Okay, so anyway, we're just gonna deal with people that we know, that we're friends with, and I don't need these people from this 52 topic to come in. Like we had last night. Lisa Pizzatola, very aggravated with them. So I don't need them. So I was advised from you guys, get rid of them. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, so when I left Eastern New York, our beach that I spoke yesterday, I started making my way up to Franklin Square, Nassau County. I opened up the pizzeria, Amici restaurant. And there I had a lot of competition with the people there already. They own the restaurants. They were very popular. King Umberto is very famous in New York. They're all over the place now. They're even in Florida. They're even in Arizona. It's so went back to Franklin Square. I had to deal with them, and the things I was doing. That's where I got the nickname, the crazy Sicilian, because they were Napolitan, they were Romani, Calabrese. So I didn't I didn't worry about them, because I knew who I was, and they knew who I ended up being, from people's mouth. So, you know, that's what I was doing in the radio, promotion, the big neon signs, you know. Uh, they started thinking I was crazy, doing all these things, spending that kind of money. So let me say hello to some of the people here. Sammy Jack 19. Hello. Welcome. Welcome in. I'm happy to see you back. Then we got I got to put my glasses on. We got Vinnie Mac 1015. Mr. Jack, why are you doing this to yourself? And stop with the buy my book if you want to know about me. The entire genre is aware of your shenanigan. So what do we do with this guy? We don't need him. Okay. So okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, good. So we don't need people that they just there to bash, because they're losing troops. I guess I don't know. Anyway, so I'm in a new neighborhood. I'm in a new area, and I wanted to make my bones there too. Like that's what I call them, making my bones. You gotta build your reputation. You gotta get to people to know you, who you are, what are you about, and you gotta stand on your 2 feet. Because, like I said, I didn't have no childhood friends. I didn't even have John Seed on my side, so I was alone. The only thing I had it was my associates. Let's call them associates. We made money. I had the Irish. Now, once I'm there, I had my Italian friends too. They were mixed, Sicilians, Calabrese. So anyway, where I was located in Franklin Square, there was a next door from me, which became very famous. It was called NS Bagel. This Calabrese immigrant like me, family. They grew up working in a bakery, make bread, delivering bread. So this guy Nino, very good guy, little guy, very smart, not educated like me, but hard worker. He decided to open this NS Bagel. So we just happened to get at the same time we got in business. I think he got in just before me, and he was building it. He didn't have the kind of money I put in my place. But him, he started with a small store and started making bagel with the hands, the machine, like Jewish bagel, real traditional Jewish bagel. So now 2 blocks away there was Metro 700. If anybody know, it's from New York, from all over the 5 boroughs or Long Island, everybody would know Metro 700 it became a very popular, in the you know, late 80s, 1980s. But that's 1990, they were booming. They were number one in Nassau County. They were next to Garden City Hotel, which they ran at night, Disco 2 on Friday night. And then this place, Focus, opened up. I think it was owned by the Colombo, which he was Colombo, Joe Colombo, the son of Joe Colombo. And they were competing with each other. Everybody was competing. The restaurants, everybody's competing. But everybody stood on their toes. Everybody respect each other. Nobody looking to start any wars. There was a competition. So me being there, I just grew I started, getting close to the Jewish guys, the synagogues, and because the Jews are like the Italians, they got their own thing, their family too, and they run illegit things too. Anything they could do illegit, they do legit and illegit, like the Italians. So I was still there during that time in the mid 1984, 85. I bought a nice home, and I was in West Hempstead, right where the Jews live, with the synagogues. I was really the only Sicilian living there. Most of them were Jews, but in Franklin Square, there were all Italians. Like I said, there were Calabrese, Napolitan, Romanese. That's it. It was like a little Italy, like it was in Ridgewood, the way it was in Red Hook. So I started, make friends. Always new friends. Never had a childhood friends, to say, we grew up together, where I could look at him like being a brother. I never had that. So, and I still don't have that. But I got my family, my sons, they're my best friends now. So, anyway, is anything anybody wants to ask me, because I want to do a chat. And that's what I want to do. Okay, so I got the slow motion this way I could read, and I could answer back because I'm not that professional, So it's 50 seconds before I see another, I guess, comment. But like I'm new, I'm trying to bring, try to uh, create people coming to my chat. So, today I have 721 subscribers. So I'm moving up. I wish they could come in and be part of this. This way we could have a little discussion about what the real men of honor are, people of tradition, people that grew up known to respect, to give respect, and keep the mouth shut. So now we got another guy. Okay, so we got I'm giving. You make shit you're proud of being a criminal. So I'm a criminal. I'm not a criminal. I'm a businessman and I'm an author, asshole. News of giving. Criminal. I never went to jail. I never went to prison. So I don't know who you are. You go by no face. You don't show your face, and I'm the criminal. Anyway, Caputo, shut up, Carmela. We got to get rid of these people. Sorry. We don't need them. Okay, let me get rid of the other guy. You made shit. You don't even show his face. I'm a criminal. I'm an author and a businessman. And you are nothing. Look, you don't even show your face. Okay, we get rid of this guy too. So we gotta clean up the air. Okay, we got unknown trade 101, Miss Jack. Hello. Hello, likewise. Thank you for coming. Well, we got to try to get rid of this dirtbags, douche. I don't understand that. We got to get rid of the bad apples. That's it. We got to put the good apple in the basket, and we got to get rid of the bad apple. So this is what we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk with my friends, and we get rid of the bad people. So let me go back to the top. Carmela was the first one. Loyal Carmela. Thank you. Now we got the Rubagzi, Paulie is there. The other guy we got rid of. Then we got Saucy Jack. Hello, Giacomo. We got Derek Cassidy. This guy just put G. I don't know what he's saying. G. So we're going to keep an eye on him. Derek Cassidy, 9045. We're going to keep an eye on him. He's not saying anything. Then we got a Buffalo Bill that loves to give a Yizzo. I don't know. Yizzo. What does that mean? I don't know. It looks like, I don't know. He's a bird. I don't know. He hasn't said nothing bad, so we're going to leave him on right now. Is his tomato sauce or gravy? Settle the debate for us. It's a tomato sauce. Italians don't use gravy. They use tomato sauce. Marinara sauce, tomato sauce. So you'll settle the dispute. We don't say gravy. Okay, Saucy Jack. We say tomato sauce, marinara sauce, filetto di pomodoro. Filetto di pomodoro is chunks of tomato, fresh tomato actually, squeezed by hand. And it's cooked, you got to peel the skin. You peel the skin off. And you squeeze the tomatoes, freshly tomatoes, or you could buy, the peeled tomatoes from the can, Maranzano, and you leave them chunky, You cut up the garlic. You leave it like a thick slice, not chopped up, not diced up, and uh, slice up the onions, not dice, like cut it half. Then you slice it and leave it a little thick. So everything you got to be chunky. And then you use the basil, you use the spices, and that's called the filetto pomodoro. So it's like marinara, but it's thicker. It's you're eating nice tomatoes. So okay, so then we got you Bosnian. We're gonna leave this guy on for a little bit. Betsy 71. Am I Bosny? Uh, okay, it's a stupid question. I'm not going to answer, but we're going to leave him on to see if he becomes a legit or is a legit dirtbag. So we'll go. Hey, Jack, don't play into the haters. Thank you. Chicken Oaks 47. Thank you. I'm not playing in it. Last night I blew up. I lost a little bit of the temper, but today's a new day. Tonight, so it's a new beginning. We'll do it again. So she Jack, just ignore them. Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. So, do you think you are misunderstanding because you have bad English? Yes, I am being misunderstood because I got the big accent and people are prejudiced. So, but I got around. I even spoke to judges in my accent. So the Supreme Court, Sotomayor, I was on the court and I talked to her and I asked her what I wanted. She understood and she thought I knew what I was saying and she respected me. And that's why I was out, I was able to get out of that indictment without going to jail with Anthony Spiro, in 1994, when we got arrested with the Bonanno crime family. So only stupid people make fun of immigrants. America's built on immigrants. The only original Americans are the Indians, American Indians. Everybody else is a foreigners. Black, Spanish, Greek, or whatever colors. The Indians are the only legitimate American. Everybody came here one way or another as an immigrant. So okay, now we got Magnocho, 16 Giacomo. Yes, fist, fist, fist is the strength. If you don't have that, you got nothing. Gregor Mamalina Law 8681. Hey, Jack, I hope you have a great show this evening. I am about to go to eat dinner at Ponte Vecchio, so I gotta to wish you the best. God bless. Thank you. Enjoy your dinner, and whoever you're with, your sweetheart, your family, enjoy. I'm gonna be here tomorrow night again. I just want to talk about what really is a mafioso, a gangster, a racketeer, and a hoodlum. Uh, you know, so there's all different type of people in the streets that you know uh, they were dealing, whatever they had to do to make money, stealing and whatever they did. So different kind of people. I consider myself a man of respect, a man of integrity, and some people, if you fight, you know how to fight, and you know how to defend your rights and defend the people. They think you're a mafioso. That's the way it was back in my old country. So I grew up with that tradition, and I see my father the way the type of man he was. I didn't see him, you know, uh, doing criminal activity, stealing people. He did what he had to do to supply his family, supply his friends to do things. Because you got to remember, laws are made to be broken. Nobody really follows the laws. Even the politicians, they break fucking laws every day. They do their own thing. The police too. You got good and bad in everything. They the cops that take an oath, the FBI they take an oath, the secret CIA takes an oath. Everybody takes an oath, but there's always a bad people there, and they're always going to be dealing with bad people. And I knew how to deal with bad people from the street, the hoodlums, the gangsters, uh, the thieves, whoever, the drug dealers. I know how to deal with them, and I made it through with them, and I'm here to want to talk about it. I experienced a life of ups and downs, and whoever they want to say anything want to say about me, I am. I still didn't consider myself an author, but that's what the Amazon calls me because I got my books published with them. I'm an author. I'm Giacomo Amaro, author, or the name of the books. You could even ask Alexa's, Giacomo Amaro, the author. See if she tells you if I'm an author. I am an author. Alexa's, you could ask her. I'm an author. Author Giacomo Amato. Creator of the mafia books. It tells you about that is about mafia books. So whoever anything that people want to say, I'm an author and I'm a chef because I run restaurants. So and when I opened up Amici restaurant, I was building my crest, a family of honor crest, an armor, a coat of armor. I created it. And a lot of people, because I had the business car with the crest, and my catering truck that I bought it was all white, was with the crest, and they used to say to me, "That's the crest, the symbol of Polish, the arm of the Polish. You took it from there." But everybody's got a bird, whatever. The eagle, eagle with the crown, with the shield, with the letters A, letter A. I have him on my videos, the symbol, because I showed it off. So I'm real. I'm not make making up stories. So let's see what we got here. Okay. We got Cremalito Lolo 86 with pasta di anchovy. Okay, we'll leave them on. I don't know. I'm a pasta di anchovy. Okay, I don't know, but we'll leave them on. We'll get to see where it goes at it. So then we got Bed 71. I thought you were Bosnian, but now I see that you are Sicilian. You look like a little Bosnian. Yeah, my teachers in Sicily told me I come because of my blue eyes, to where I look, that I got to be descended from the north, the Vikings, because Sicily was always invaded by foreigners. So that's what we got in Sicily. We got all different colors, At my time, we didn't have no blacks, but we had people, that the Arabs took over Sicily, the Turkish, the what do you call them, the Muslims, in the 14th century, so they invaded Sicily. So Sicily's been invaded by different type of people. So we all different type of people. So okay. So sausage 9. There are lots of Italian American calls marinara sauce gravy. I have heard them calling pizza sauce gravy too. Well, they don't know. That's what it is. When I came to Florida and opened up the pizzeria, and there was not too many Italian pizzerias. There was a Little Italy. They were owned by Napolitans. There was Umberto, like I said. You know, from King Umberto. They had places here, and they told me I was not going to make it because I called Jack's Pizza. I didn't want to call it Giacomo. I didn't want to call Amato. So I called it Jack because I wanted to be, fit in. I'm down south. So they used to say to me, "You're not Italian, Jack Pizzeria. This is not Italian pizzeria." As time went on, they see this is good pizza, good pizza. And then some people would say, pizza is pizza. What's the difference? Little Caesar, Domino, because they're big over here. Pizza Hut, they're big. And they think pizza is pizza. So they don't know about New York pizza or Chicago pizza. Chicago pizza, too, they came around. When I moved here 20 years ago, it was a new turf, Port St. Lucie, especially St. Lucie West. It's near the I-95 and the PGA, golf. And they've been building like crazy. I made a video about the way, it looks like the piazza here that you go out, all the stores are there, all the restaurants are here. So, they've been building and building. They're building, new homes, new offices, the doctor's office. It's becoming a city, St. Lucie West. Lucie combined is becoming like a city, like a Boca Raton. But a lot of people from down here, they're coming up here now because it's nicer, it's clean, it's new. So, we're not far away from Vero Beach, very popular there too. So, let me go here. Nobody understand that everyone was once an immigrant. That's right, Mayoko 660. Yeah. People are stupid. They always they I don't know, because they feel they've been here, they speak good English, they went to school, they've been third generation. The Irish didn't like the Irish immigrants coming in. They treat them like shit, their own kind. And the Italian American did the same thing to the Italian immigrants that were coming in. That they thought they were better because they've been here like years, 30 years. They had it. So that's ignorance. Okay. So then we got now Chicken Hawks 47, Puttanesca. Well, there's a dish puttanesca, pasta puttanesca. Is that what you're trying to say? You put P. It's puttanesca. If that's what you're trying to say, you know, puttanesca. Is that there's a pasta puttanesca? It's got anchovies in there, black and green olives, with the chunks of tomatoes, and that's puttanesca. Capers, it's got capers. So is that what you're trying to say? Chicken Hawk 47? Or I don't know. Anyway, okay. Have a great show, Mr. Giacomo. Yes, I'm going to try. I'm not going to get anybody. I'm not going to waste my time with haters that they hear because they're trying to discredit my books. They're trying to discredit my channel but I'm focused to grow. And I said I want to hit 1,000 subscriber by summertime, and I think I'm going to do it before that because I'm climbing very fast. People reading the books, um, and they hearing me my video talking live. So people know who I am, what I am. I'm not telling any jokes. I'm very serious. I'm not, being an entertainer. Uh, Comedy, make people laugh and they tell a joke and they're ranking on everybody. I'm not doing that. I just want people to really know what a man of honor is. Not that you hear it from podcasts that in Italian, they don't know nothing. They just get it from journalists and report it to people from famous. This guy, Naughty. Um, then you got Bernstein. What is it? Scott Bernstein. Then you got I could mention a few names, but this guy 52 Topic is he's got two shows. Brett that he tries to say things he don't know shit. Now he's aligned with this guy Francesco Dolino from Knickerbocker, and they call it for Ridgewood. He was fucking knowing about Ridgewood. He was a teenager. Ridgewood was all the Italians, all the mobsters, or even the working people moved out of there. It turned out to Bosnia, Yugoslavian. They changed. So that's who we hang out with. And so, yeah, no, everything was Franklin Square became an our beach. They became the new people in Benson, all uh, relative I got, and people from Carini, from town. They have a community there. They have coffee shop, pastry shop. They own everything over there. It's a place. I don't know if it's 80. It's 18th Avenue, and I used to go there. Used to be there. Like Italian singers, Italian comedian. It was fun then, but a lot of people start coming to the island. They wanted to get away from those neighborhoods to give a better life to the wife and the children. So 1 minute, let me get it. Maybe I missed some people. Okay, Suja. What do you think about Chef Bogadi? He was apparently the first Italian to open a restaurant in USA. Yeah, in the 1900s. Yeah, there was a lot of people things. Okay, then we got Healthy 123 Fries 1. See, they got a picture. This is nice. They're legit people. They got a picture. Uh, Good evening, Giacomo. I was wondering if you ever heard anything about Rosso Buffalino of Northeast Pennsylvania. Of course, he's from the old school, from back the era, from the time Luciano. I mean, as times went on, that's from there back then. The old timers. Yes, I heard of him. Yes, I don't know him, but I heard of him. Good people always make a legacy in their life growing up, and they make it true. They survive. They die of old age, and there's still people doing that. They were in the life. They knew how to follow the rules. don't step on nobody's toes, be respectful, don't be greedy, and that's what I was about. Enough is enough, and knew how to take few step back to take few steps forward. You know how to do that, and a lot of people don't know how to do that, and that's why they end up in prison. And then when they go end up in fucking prison, they come out and they get noticed from the journalism, from this podcaster guys. They went 20 years in prison, they did this, they did that. Like they're supposed to be a man of honor, a man of badge. It's a disgrace if you go to prison. It's not an honor. You understand? Even some people say even Trump fucked himself up when he said about the senator from Arizona. Do you only think he became a hero because he was a prisoner of war? What was his name? Very popular. I can't think his name. People like that, they shouldn't talk. They should just shut up. And the same thing. I was taught that if you go to prison, you get caught, your family is disgrace, and it does happen because you see all the kids go different ways, and they become a hood. They want to be gangsters. They want to, and they start doing, and then they end up going to prison too. So the whole family gets destroyed. You know, Junior, John Junior Gotti, he should know, and that's why he gave up. And Michael Franchese, the same thing. He wanted to live the life because they thought it was finding glory when you start doing things and you thought that you're untouchable because who your father is, or your friends that you grew up with, they're gonna protect you. But when you get the law on the wrong side, you belong to them. They could push a button anytime they want and get you. And that's why I told Joe Molino, when he opened up his cheesesteak, for the cheesesteak, the store he opened up. And now he says he wanted to open up a chain of them. I wish him luck. I said, yeah, you got this. If you know the know-how, yeah, your ability, you got a reputation, good luck, more power to you. But now I'm starting to see him, talk about, calling everybody rats, and he's trying to do the YouTube, and he trashes the FBI, the district attorney. He talks. You can't do that. There's no way you could do that and get away with it. There's no do. They will find a way to take me. They took me down with the taxes and everything, sale taxes. So they came in the business and got me a different way. So they hurt your pocketbook. They used to say in the street, instead of hurt him physically, hurt him where it hurts most, in his pocket. And I believe that works more than actually give somebody a bad beating and becomes your enemy. Then if you hurt him in his pocket, he learns a lesson and he's going to respect you because you did it without hurting him. You bend, you put him on his knees, and he's got to come to you for help. That's the way I was brought up. That's the way I was taught. Okay, so now we go to Sausage Jack. How come it looks like Boris the Blade from the movie Snatch? Body Snatch. I seen a movie, The Body Snatch. The aliens came, The Body Snatch. Okay, Chicken Hawks 47. Let him earn. Leave the fucking guy alone already. Fucking grown man hating on the guy hustle and fucking believable. Okay. Uh, then it's like Carmela. So why is he Darren Cassidy 9045 mention Carmela? Say something. What are you trying to say? You just say Carmela. What does that mean? Carmela. Thank you, the gods, Darren. Yes. Strength and be under the light with the sunglasses and the shadow. That's why they wear sunglasses. Yes, the mafiosi. You know, they always want to be in the shades, you know, so don't let be known what they're thinking, what they say, you know, with their eyes. In my town, all the pizzerias are known by Turks, but they always have Italian flag on the window. so yeah, everybody's getting into the Bosnians, everybody. Yeah, they're in pizzerias, everybody. The Italians, they got more advanced, like the Jews did. They went in business. They raised their kids, put them through college, become doctors, become lawyers, and they went to big businesses, you know, meat markets, supermarkets, everything. So, you know, the Italians of the past pass it on to their kids to put it, give them education and put them in the right path. They're good parents. The men of tradition, men of respect. So going back to Franklin Square, I started, you know, I did the big splash, and then I began once a year, you know, for anniversary. You know, I would give out, you know, it was a buffet for 3 day buffet for the weekend. I didn't do weekdays, and I would give them a shrimp, all kinds of food for low price, you know, for celebration to keep the people loyalty. I also, you know, sponsor the little league, the baseball little leagues. I will support the schools, you know, by hosting, by shirts because, public school, didn't get enough money. So they always look for handout, you know. So I would give, that support. And races, I would give them, what do you call a gift card, with $50 or $100 for people to come in and have dinner for free. So I was involved with the community. So, and I was getting a lot of respect. So, how could I keep on doing, even though when I was doing, going to the discotheques and, selling cocaine because it was a big thing then, the mid 80s all the way to the 1990. How could you keep on doing that? I mean, there had to be a limit where you say enough is enough because I could lose everything. And I had 3 kids and I had homes and I had money invested, in different, bars. The bars would help you, take action, and run your poker games. So that was a good investment. It was legit, but you play cards and you pick up your numbers and you pick up your sports bets. So it was good. and I did that. And little by little, I then I gave because they wanted to move more. They wanted to do because they wanted to be Tony Montana. The guys I was associated with, we call them friends, brotherhoods. It was a more business, you know. Everybody was out. They want to make money. So then I decided, you know, because they were starting to, you know, say Jack is getting soft because he opened up his restaurant. You know, he's not the guy he was. You know, because everything I used to do everything myself. So, you know, I caught a year on that. So that's when I started thinking it's time to, you know, pack it in before somebody, you know, drops a dime, set me up or something. You know, because I already was used to that with Joe Messino. So I turned the pages. So I'm giving you a little bit about what's going on, but I need to talk to Carmela. Carmela, you are making me hungry. Thank you. Yes, good. I used to make good food. Very, very popular. Were you ever in Fort Lauderdale? Of course, yes. I when I came to Florida, I went down from Miami because I used to go to Miami with my friends, you know, on the strip, you know, to party, you know, my days, you know, the hotels I used to stay there, the Fountain Blue was it called? Very popular. It was owned by the Mayaleski, you know. So yeah, we used to and then when I came to Florida in 2006, I took because I didn't open the business right away. You know, I was retired, so I did these. You know, I wanted to find out everything about the South Florida. So I stood in Fort Lauderdale. It was beautiful. Pompano Beach. I stood there. Very nice places. Beautiful. It's beautiful here. And the building. This is New America, Florida, South Florida. You know, and not in the Gulf. I went to the Gulf. I didn't like the sea. I like the ocean. The Gulf, you know, the Naples, like for us, everybody used to talk about Naples. I checked that out, and I didn't like the Gulf. I like the ocean. So I came down and found a spot, you know, because of the Mets. The Mets over here in St. Lucie West, they play. I'm a Mets fan, you know, not the degenerate. What do you call it? Fan. I'm just a fan. I'm a fan of the Yankees too. You know, I mean, New York is New York. So I was not really a fanatic because I took action. So whoever they left me, even with the Jets and the Giants, you know, I couldn't be a fan because then it contradicted my bookmaking business. So whoever I had to root for, I root for. So I had a lot of favorites teams. Um, okay, Mayoko. Potato. I just had two potato and egg and peppers sandwich. Yes, you had a potato and egg. It was big, popular. Yes, Mayoko 616. Yes, it's still a tradition. People used to ask me over here, can you make that for me in Florida? Can you make potato and egg? And some people used to hear him and they used to say, that's good for breakfast. And then the guy will look at them, you know, and make funny. But potato and egg very popular from, yeah, in America was very popular, potato and egg. I guess it was a potato and egg in Italy too. I don't remember having it. We used to eat the potatoes, yes, but we didn't make them with the eggs and peppers. So, but over here was famous in Brooklyn, Red Hook, in Glendale, in Franklin Square. People used to always ask. And when I came to Florida, people, what do you call it, requested, they used to request the uspincione, the Sicilian pizza with the anchovies. So I used to make all that for them. So, because I'm a chef, and people called me a criminal because I said I did what I had to do to make money. I mean, being a bookmaker, I don't think is a fucking criminal. The government is a criminal. They're doing the lotto now. They're doing fuck everything, and they criminals. They're taking people's money, and if you don't claim that winner, you lose the money. Those days we used to the runner that take the number bet and he hit the number, he will come to you because he had to. Because if you don't pay your customers, you get hurt, you get killed, or you get hurt. So, but the runner would get a 25% gifts from the winner. So he will come to you. Hey, you won $500. You won $1,000. Give you the money, and you give him his tip. So everything was run the right way. There was no criminality given the service for the people. Like people can buy clothes, and I mean, so when you had somebody, say it fell off the truck, steal, from the warehouse or something, just to make money. And then you give it to the working people. They couldn't afford to buy a dress, or they couldn't afford to buy a jacket, a leather jacket, or something. They love you. They were loyal to you. So everything was always to supply the working person. It was not to hurt people. But then you got the other bad people, like Sammy the Bull, you know, and he still fucking talks about killing and thing. He's 81 years old, and they told me, you can't take the wolf. You could take the wolf out of the forest, but you can't take the forest out of the wolf. And Sammy the Bull is a wolf. So he lived his life being a bad guy, and that's all he knew how to do. And he got hooked up with John Gotti and other guys, and he would do dirty work for anybody, and they put him up to elevate him to be underboss. And when he became underboss, he hurt a lot of people. He killed a lot of people. He stole a lot of people's business, and he's still doing that today. So but I don't know. He's got a license to do whatever he wants to do. I don't know how it could still talk about killing. I hear him say with the guy from BVT TV. He's saying, "Can you?" The guy's asking him, "Can you commit a murder today, these days?" Because well, no. And then they mentioned a guy that has got a name like mine, Amato, no relationship. Like Baldo Amato, no relationship. Maybe done from 100 years ago, maybe, I don't know. But he goes, yeah, we use it. We set him up. He set a guy to kill the guy. It talks about that, 81 years old. and he gets away with it. So anyway, that's the story of the life. So I just to put it okay. 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 So okay, what we got? Whoa, I just scrolled down a little bit. I was affiliated with both. Mayoko, we know El Gato, Mayoko, we know where you live. Don't bull us. Just kick it up. I was affiliated with the Ponte Vecchio commercial. Johnny Catalano, welcome in. Hello, how you doing? Mayoko, that's how you gotta be. Be well, Giacomo. Go, folks. Chat. See you all next time. Peace. Yes. Thank you for stopping in. Now we got me. I eat alone. Fuck everyone. I eat alone. Fuck el gato. Okay, then we got chicken for asparagus and eggs. That wasn't the best. Yes, but yeah, that was good too. But I like the potato and egg better. I don't know why. It had a better enjoyable. You could have eggs with anything. Uh, Johnny, that's why I have the friends I do. I give it to everyone. They're good. It's good to be good. Give, share, and make everybody happy. Okay, then we have Saucy Jack, Capogol, provolone, and vinegar and pepper. Yes, what about the roasted peppers? We forgot the roasted peppers. You got to put the roasted peppers in there. You know what I mean? Roasted peppers. That will make a good sandwich. Saucy, what's gabagolos? What's a gabagolo? Like prosciutto. Different type though. More spicy, more fatty. That's what it is. Johnny, that's guy he has spoken about, and I regard the Sicilian share leg of veal with him. If I remember right, he was like 30 pounds of natural veal, and he was in his glory, laughing aloud. Yeah, the leg of veal it was the where you make the scallopini. I used to clean the leg, slice it all up, because I learned that from Gabriela, my chef. That's how I became a chef. Is watching her because I knew someday she may leave me or something may happen. So I needed to learn to be a chef. I mean, I know how to do the pizzeria, the lasagna, the basic meatballs, chicken parmesan, veal parmesan, you know. But to become a chef, you got to learn. You got to make saltimbocca. You got to make filo sorrentino, chicken florentino. You got to make all kinds, you know, northern Italian food like fettuccine alfredo with, with chicken, with shrimp, uh, tortellini romano. I hope you guys understand those dishes. So I had to learn lobster big sauce. Was a very popular. Uh, then we had the veal chop valdostana, very good. It was a big veal with a bone. Smash it up, you bread it, you deep fry it, and then you put the prosciutto, the provolone, and then you put you bake it in the oven with the homemade brown sauce. It was called like a beef sauce, to give that flavor. And that was a big popular dish. It was expensive. At my time, I was getting $35 for that dish in Franklin Square. We're talking about that, in the late '80s. Very popular. That was a lot of money then. So, okay, Johnny, we got over here. He, okay, but, Giacomo. It was like 40 years ago, and then it was very expensive. We're talking about what? The leg of veal, yeah. The leg of veal, I don't think you could get anymore. Because the veal is very expensive. In New York they still do it because people pay for it. They want it. But in Florida, they give you scallopini from the back shoulders because it's too expensive. They don't carry it over here. So I refuse to use it. So I would deal more with the chicken. The chicken color, chicken masala, chicken franchise. Chicken Florentino. Oh, I would use the chicken. They would ask, "What about this?" I said, "They give you the nerves. It's not good. Because it comes in already. You don't cut it. I used to get the leg." And then get it, clean up all the nerves, everything. It was like tender. So we didn't do that in Florida. So it was like, okay, chicken also. A female chef, you lying, Giacomo. No, she was a Romana. She was Roman, from Rome, from Frosinone. Lying. Never heard of woman chef? Look at the fucking TV. You see a lot of people, chefs on TV. Look at the TV. Don't you watch TV? There's a lot of women chefs now. Women are soldiers too. Women do everything. Look, they're going in space. Did you see today? I could see the shuttle going up from where I live. I see the shuttle. We see the shuttle every time. You know, it's usually nice to see it at nighttime when the shuttle goes up because it's dark and you see the flame. And you can see the smoke from where I live, from Port St. Lucie. You know, and you see it live, but in the daytime you don't see it. You don't see it because of the blue sky, the clouds. And that's hot. Okay, let me go back with this guy, female chef. Chicken brain. Look at the TV and you see chefs on television cooking. You got chefs, women chefs. Women do everything men could do, and they could do it better too because they got more patience. They work harder. Lobster, scampi, polpo, calamari is good. Yes, those are popular. Yes, octopus salad. Yes, grilled octopus. You ever had that? Very good. I bet the okay. Johnny Catalano, Magoo. I, I, I bet he loved that. That's awesome. Johnny went to Alina. Last Saturday was great. Alina. She's a chef, right? Okay. Chicken franchise. Yeah, well, it's not right in the way you write franchise. It's with the C. Francese. Franchise. This is a franchise. It's Michael Franchise. No, it's a different writing. Instead of the Z, it's a C. Um, Chicken Alina is great. I saw your pickup. Look the incredible. Try the Palamatana next time if you like a little spicy. A woman chef could have it. She was great. I learned from the best. I had to learn. I had no choice because if something happens to her, who's gonna cook? So then my kids were getting bigger too. They could host. They could work the dining room. I had my wife working as the host. So and my kids work in the restaurant with their friends. So we had a family going, and a lot of kids grew up around me. My son's age. So then we have Johnny Catalano. Grilled octopus is the best chocolate. Yes. Squeeze some lemon, garlic, and with parsley, and you put it on top. You cut it nice, and you put it in your mouth. Excellent. But first, you got to bake it. I mean, you got to boil it. You got to boil it, and then you put it on the grill, and you give it the final touch. You don't just go put it on the grill. It might burn. So if you do that, you give it a little boil, and then you put it on the grill. You get the crunch. Um, then we got yolk. Yeah, Johnny. Definitely, I like him a lot. Who you like a lot? Um, Johnny Cantara. I prefer grilled calamari. Yeah, calamari is good. Calamari salad. What about uh oh shit. Scungili. Johnny, they don't know about scungili, these people. Scungili salad, scungili alla marinara. You ever had that? Scungili. That was a very popular with the wise guys. They loved it. Scungili calamari. Seafood, like a seafood with the lobster. You know, uh, we used to call it to uh, seafood de mare. Seafood de mare, the marinara sauce, and you had all the lobsters, shrimps, calamari, scungili, mussels, clams, seafood, marinara. I was one drunk and I was stuffing my face with calamari, thinking it was onion. That's a good one. You could tell the difference, calamari and onions. Saucy Jack, you could tell you were drunk, huh? Yeah, I tell you a story in Glendale. They used to smoke weed, and they gave the kids hang out, they make fun, and they gave this kid just a joke. They gave him oregano as a joint from the pizzeria. They give him they roll up a joint with oregano, and the kid smoked it, and he said he was getting high because he never smoked marijuana before, and his name stuck. They called him oregano for the rest of his life. I mean, England. Maybe once he moved out, they. He didn't have that name no more. But while he lived in England, they used to call him oregano. Okay, Saucy Jack. I was once okay. Carmela, yes, I like a scungili salad. Yes, yes, the salad scungili was perfect, and you had to put garlic, you had to put parsley, you had to put lemon, you had to put vinegar, and if you let it sit there overnight, the next day it's excellent. Uh, there was El Gato. Potarga is a nice also. Potarga. What's a potarga, Gato? Potarga. That's a nickname. I don't know. Potarga is not Italian dish, is it? But I just got out a big. Can I look? I just had a big can of Lomonica the other night in a Arabica sauce. Lafinala, Lomonica. I don't know. Lamonica used to be a clam juice, a name that we used to use in the restaurant. You know, when you make seafood, you use that. It was clam juice. You know, like a stock when you're cooking. They give a better flavor if you made, the seafood, anything you make for fish, or if you made a broccoli sole. You know, you put the clam juice to make more tasteful. And then if you made chicken, you will use the chicken stock. You will make the chicken stock yourself. That's what we used to do. So it's not like just a bat. We made everything to give flavor. Now we got the scungili. Oh my favorite Carmela. Yeah, scungili was big. They got them in Florida too. They come in. You gotta get it from the distributors. You couldn't get it before, but in New York you get everything. Everything you could get over here. Some things you can get, but now it's getting to the point where they're coming up with it. Uh, Pesce frito nice too. Yes, yeah, el gato, pesce frito. Yeah, the mixed seafood. Yes, with the taro sauce, excellent. Um, Okay, so Josie Jack. Oh yeah, my friend rolled a joint just filled with tobacco and told his kid it was weed. He started acting like he was high. That's what the guy did with the oregano. Saucy Jack 9. That's what the guy did. He got high with oregano, so they call him oregano. Uh, well, people don't know the kids. I mean, the guy was what 17, 16, 17 years old. So the kids are kids. We all do funny things. So, oh God, borgata is an Italian. It's a sun-dried fish egg. We make it here in Corsica, Sardinia also. Okay. I always wanted to go to Sardinia. Sardinia was like Sicily. That's where the men of honor came from. Respect. Sardinia. Did you know that? The Corsican brothers, I think was it. They ruled over there. They had no laws from Italy. Sardinia was his own, like the Sicilians. They took care of themselves. So that's where you're from, El Gato? Okay. And Carmela, this guy's making me hungry. Yes. Okay. My yoke is 660. Yeah, Johnny, I'm shot 5 days and nights with them, and their farm have dropped 3 dimes with the airfare. Laughing aloud. Johnny Catalan, I love going to the dock and getting fresh seafood in the summer at the beach house in the Maine. Yeah. Other than that, there is very few seafood joints in America that I really love. It's true. It's so fucking frozen now. They freeze it. It's not like it used to be. Especially me. With my father, my family was a fisherman, so we ate more fish. We didn't eat too much meat. And back then, we used to give. My father used to give the fish to the butcher, and the butcher used to give us the meat to have meat on Sunday. Make gravy. And that's how it used to be. And who knows before that I was doing World War II. There was no money there. I mean, especially after World War II. So my father went to war for what was it, 5 years he did. He was in the army before that too. That's why he was a different kind of guy, you know. And he had the kids. My brother's seen World War II. That's my mother had. It's in my book story in my father's book. Um and my father's belief is there. Talks about my father went to war. In the 40s, and now the kids. My mother was left behind with 4 or 5 kids. And it was you come from different times. I didn't see it because I was born in 1953. The only thing I seen, kids still getting blown up, in the countryside because the bombs were still on the hills, on the mountain, and sometimes they will explode, the kids get hurt. So it was a rough time, you had to watch because at that time, World War II, the Germans or was the America, I don't know, but they would throw bombs made out of dolls, look like to kill people, and they will explode. People die, and during the time too, there was the story of Luigi Giuliano, the Sicilian that made the movie Mario Puzo. So that's what I grew up with. With the cattle, the sheeps, the farmers. They were the mafiosi, and it was a different type. It was, but it was a lot of respect. So let's go back through some things here. Okay, okay. PTA and they wish you read my message. Start cooking once a month. If you do, you will get more subscribers. It will be fun to watch. Yeah, well, I got a lot of pictures of my food I made. A lot I lost because when I came to Florida, but I had something there because I figured someday when I retire, I write a book about cooking. But if you're not famous, the people don't know you. They have to know who you are for them to buy, and then they will buy. So when I came out with my books, A Father's Believe, that was in 2016. I had the name Gino Leno, my father Don Nino Leno. I never heard of this. It's Fagazi, bullshit. So this has been going on for 10 fucking years. And now I came out, I redid it myself because I didn't, it was done from a publisher then. It cost me a lot of money and they did it wrong. And they control the pricing, they control everything about it, and they even did trailers, which is on YouTube. It's called A Father's Believe, author Giacomo Amato, and it was published in 2016, and you could see it. And they got the trailers. They got, and I wanted to break away from them, and that's when I changed it to A Father's Believe. I had to rewrite it. I had to, you know, publish it on Amazon, and it took years before, uh, but that book is still around. A Father's Believe, the original. It's sold by third party. It's what do you call that? I can't think of it right now. But anyway, you could, if you Google if others believe, it might come up and shows you, the original fathers believe. And now I wrote the mine. Uh, what do you call it? Making my bones with the mafia, the '80s new mobsters. So um, that's me. That's my story that I recreated. So it's selling. People buying it. They like it, and there's reviews on the books. If others believe, he's still there. He's got reviews, and Make My Bones. He's got review. My new book, The 80 New Mobs, it just came out. He's got reviews. There's one person, this girl Lisa Pizzatola, yesterday that I freaked out. She gave me a bad review. She now I just seen it today that she put pictures of where the mistakes are, where the thing missing. So I gotta call Amazon to find out if she's allowed to do that, just to discredit me. Because there's people from 52 Topic, they hate me with a passion because I degraded them. I went into their show and I call Brad a penguin face because he looks like a penguin. He's a he's a comedian. He does things like those guys that change their voice to try to be somebody else. Make fun of how they talk. That's what he does with the other Francesco Faldolino's co-host. He talks about he's a gangster, but I think he was a coffee boy that worked in Giannini coffee shop. And between them two, they try to talk about Ridgewood. Ridgewood in the year 90s, 2000. There was no more Italians in Knickerbocker. They were gone. So he talks about things that he met in the coffee shops, because he was working as a coffee boy. So anyway, and they hate me because I called them out. And actually, the reason I went to his show is because this guy, Francesco Fandolini, was coming to everything I was doing in the mafia groups, and he called me bullshit, phony, you know, he's fake, all kinds of things. So he invited me to go on his show, and it was a setup. I know it, but I figured, So when I went, they didn't get the best of me. I got the best of them, and then we've been going at it, you know. And my videos that I was posting on YouTube, and I was coming back at them, and we've still been doing it. But now, I know how to get into my channel. I don't need them. So I don't need the people coming and trying to distract, which we don't have too many people here because I think I got rid of the most bad apples. So now we begin with the new frontier with my channel chat with my friends. If they were, friends, I don't mind if somebody, debates me with something, but as long as it's legit, not bashing, call me names. I'm fake. I'm this. I'm done with that. So I just want to talk about food. We could have a few laughs. I could make a lot of people hungry, and we try to build on that. So, so what we got here? We got John M. Okay, okay. We left off with Picky A K. Wish you read my message. We read that. Uh, Okay, let's just see that Sausage Jack 9. What do you think about of Michael Fantasia cooking video? He's not a cook. Sausage Jack, he's not a cook. He's trying to bring out anything, you know. What's he showing? He's making meatballs. You know, you could get a recipe and you can make it, and then it looks good. And you know what it make it. That doesn't mean it's gonna taste good. The chicken parmesan you could give it gravy from the supermarket. You know, like the ragu sauce. You know, that comes in a can, and you put it. You fry chicken, and you could buy those 1 pound bag of mozzarella, and you put it on top, and you got a chicken parmesan, and you make the pasta. You take the ragu, you put it in pasta, and he shows his people, and he wants to write a book now, cooking book, because people buying anything he's putting out. Is he selling a lot of wine? Maybe he is. I don't know. He's got a lot of following. People like him. Look, Semi the Bull. They follow him. He's a bad guy, and they're following everything he say. They're listening to him. So, but that's what I think about Michael Frances being a cook. Okay, we got to Johnny Catalano, Lucky, United Lobster. Okay, Marco to Johnny in the same thing. Okay, we're talking to Johnny. Talking sometime. Okay, what is this? To write a book, you're gonna get a bad review eventually. Is make the author look worse if they start arguing with the viewers. Okay, that's it. That's what's been happening. Yes. Okay, Josie Jack and Nine. If you write a book, you're gonna get bad review eventually. It makes the author look worse if they start arguing with the reviewers. Yes, yes, yes. I think yes, it does happen because I've done it in the past when they were first calling me out. You know, in the mafia groups on Facebook. You know, I would argue back. You know, like I did yesterday, and I don't think it's a good idea because the group itself, don't like that because they want people to stay in the group. They don't want no fighting, so it doesn't help anybody. I agree with you. So this is my channel now, so I could do my thing, talk about what I want to talk about, and if somebody's coming here to uh, trash and saying stupid thing without making any sense. We don't need people like that. Makes sense. If you talk, it makes sense. Don't start saying stupid. How do you say nicknames, calling and things like that. That's not acceptable here on my channel. This is my channel, and I want to talk to people about things like we're talking about now. We're talking about food. We're talking about what do you call mafiosi. Real guys. That people grew up admiring. Not people that beg people. And in the podcast, there's a lot of bad people going on. And they got followers because people like to hear bad things because they never did anything in their life, and they go to work a 9 to 5 job, and they like to listen to bad things like Friday the 13th, Jason. They love those kind of stories, right? vampires. I grew up with that too. But the movies that I grew up with, the vampires, they were more realistic. They came out from the cemetery, and they attacked the women in the village. I mean, so those were a good vampire movies. Now they make different freaky movies. So anyway, let me see. Do you figure out how to block the stroller? Yes, Johnny. You don't see none of them here right now. I went and I blocked out. Yes, I blocked out a lot of other guys I know. They hate me with a passion. Even Lisa Pizzatola. Yeah, yesterday, she was there all over the place. Yeah, I blocked her. She's not here, so that means. But she went on Amazon and posted things on Amazon about my book. That's all she could do. But I'm gonna see what I could do there. I gotta make a phone call and call Amazon and see if she's allowed to do that. What she did. So she said, "Not job." There's people like that. Anyway, uh, gato, dog, gato sauce. Okay. I make. Okay. Wait a minute. I missed that one. Wait a minute. Johnny, yeah, definitely. I want to see some nice cooking. Oh, I have no idea. How am I going to make a cooking over here? How you do it on YouTube? I don't know. I'm just, I'm just lucky right now that I could get in. Now I got in on time. I think I got the know-how now. So today was my first time I got in at the right time. There was nothing going on, no problems. And the few guys that came in, it was from YouTube 52 Topic. I deleted them, and that's it. Because I've been deleting them, going through the comments they've been making. So they could be watching me, but they cannot make comments. So that's what I think I did because they're not here. So I think it worked. Johnny worked. I got him. So I don't know. We'll see. Beautiful Jaco. No more stroll. Thank you. I like all those icons. Yes. I gotta say they even called me a drunk. They made videos about me. This guy JJ Lambone from AI. He's got videos, but nobody's watching him because I went in there and said, you know, you made an AI. Who's going to believe you? It's AI. It's not real. This is not really me, And he's got a lot of not too many viewers, so I haven't seen him. I don't know. So anyway, salute, cent'anni. Anyway, one's supposed to be healthy for you if you eat it with dinner. You know, 2 8-ounce glasses of wine a day is supposed to be good for you because I don't drink no more liquor because of my stomach. Okay, beautiful job. Okay, no. People don't know how to behave these days. Yes, Elgato, yes. They want to be assholes. I don't know other words to say. They like to be assholes and stupid. And anyway, Mayoka 616, Giacomo, you have to cook one night. Yeah, like I said, I don't know how to do that. Right now, I'm happy to be able to get in. I could tell you, I've been telling you what kind of dishes I can make. and I could make them good. And I will tell you the sauces to buy. You know, you got to get Maranzano Kansas sauce, which they should be in the supermarket. They're over here, you know, and we got the store, Public, Walmart. Walmart sometimes carries it too. I think there's Walmart in New York, right? So, but there should be. Okay, Giacomo, you can make cooking video easily, Giacomo. I don't know how you do it live though. You might have to do pre-recorded video if you do cooking stuff. Yeah, you know, it's a good idea. I done videos. Uh, they're on YouTube. If you go to if you go to Giacomo Amato, all right, cook a baked ziti Sicilian style. You see me making the Sicilian baked ziti. It's on YouTube, you know, because I was trying to do that, and I did it 8 years ago. Then I was trying to do other dishes. So I'm on YouTube, and if you go to Giacomo Amato, I think it was YouTube 74. But if you say if you go there and you say Giacomo Begzini by Giacomo Amato, Sicilian style, you know, it should take you there. You know, you could try now if you can. I don't know, and get back. So if you go to Sicilian style Begzini by Giacomo Amato on YouTube, things should come up about me making dishes. You know, but it should show you a video. I'm in Arizona making the food, seafood for my, you know, for my son and my grandchildren. So I was trying. That's when I first got out of the business in Florida. That's what I was trying to do. You know, do cooking things. You know, recipes. You know, to be able to sell it maybe on YouTube, but I didn't know how. But they're there. If you go to, you know, Giacomo Amato, you know, YouTube, Giacomo Amato, Giacomo, Giacomo Amato, YouTube. You see all my videos, even the videos I made with Gary Jerkins, you know, why again, Gangland Wire podcast. Gary Jerkins is talks about the Chicago outfit, you know, and then did with the Bill chatting with Bill Stacks, the guy who does a motorcycle. But besides, before that, I was doing the cooking video, the cooking. So you should be able to get that one, and it will take you right there. You know, Sicilian style baked ziti by Giacomo Amato on YouTube. It should take you there. I did that 8 years ago. So let me know, Johnny. Let me know what you see. Okay. A drunk. We drink one every day over here. I know these people call me drunk. They make videos with me drinking the bottle of wine with my rope, you know, because I made videos different, you know, coming out of with the rope, you know, the bed rope, the shower rope, and you know, different clothes I wear, and if they put them all together, make fun of me how I talk. You know, it's not me talking, and just to record me from AI. And then 52 topic made songs about AI, you know, coming to Giacomo, Joe Messino, you know. They're my video. If you go look at my videos, I kept those videos that they made, and I post them as the thumb in one of my videos, so you could see it, what they've been trying to do to me. So there's been a lot of anger, disputes. Okay, Chicken 47. True, is everyone chasing the same dollar, and the genre has become very boring, and the stories are repeated. Yes. So when a new guy comes along, it's like a gang protecting their turf. Yes. Chicken Hawk 47. That's right. Yes. And that's why I mentioned Michael Franchese. He's the top guy that he's been getting away with all this shit, and he's been getting away with it because he tries to sound that he's a saint, he's the good guy. In reality, he's not such a fucking good guy. He was going to be a minister to help people. Okay, forget about what he did with testifying, and he said he didn't rat, he didn't do this and do that. What my beef is that he was trying to redeem himself, going straight and become a minister, and and try to do good, don't be bad. And he did that thing for fucking 7, 8 years. I think he did that, and now he's back in with to talk about mafia, about sit downs, killing, and who did this, talk about the mafia, talks about the politician. He's getting involved in everything. Now he's selling, you know, so it's all about money. So he said he was going to help people. He's not helping people. Send me the bull. He was always after money. You know, he stole from people. He killed people to take their business. Now he's on YouTube talking about killing, what he did, how he set up people to kill him, and fucking people listen to him. And he's getting away with it. He's getting, I don't know. Is that good for people? I mean, for kids? Or even people that don't know better. Anybody could pick up a gun and start shooting, listening to him, you know. So those are the things the other guys at the podcasters that they talk shit about this guy did this and did that. They get it from the journalism. Jerry Carpathian from New York Daily News is the original that he writes stories about what happened, and he's more credible. And there's other guys too, journalists from different New York Times. Those guys are more. They get the facts, what's going on, who killed who did this, and then these guys get it. Which I mentioned Jeff Nutty and this guy Scott Bernstein and other guys, and they repeat it and they make it like if they just have sources that they got and they tell people and they're on YouTube and they get followers. And now Jeff Nutty's promoting the bookmaking. You could bet, you know. Uh, he's pushing a bookmaking business from a guy that is in the state that is running a book like you do in Vegas, Atlantic City. Now the casinos do it. So if you in that city, you could open a bookmaking business you pay taxes, you get a license to do it. So that's what he's promoting, and making money, and that's what they do, and everybody's making money, and I would like to make money too, but I'm trying to sell my books. That's the only way I can make money, selling my book, my story, what happened to me, in the life growing up with these people. So, okay, Johnny Catalan. Okay, now we go to, we drink, that's right. Every day we drink wine. To everyone chasing the same thing. Yeah, that's what they do, everybody. Now, John Melino's in podcast too, he talks about prison. John Melina is big on the prison, all the people that he was in prison with, and the 20 years, 30 years, they're in rat, and they're doing podcasts, talk about that, and so everybody's out to try to promote the agenda they have, and I don't think for some people it's bad to do that, but I mean, Melino's got more legitimate thing to say because he says, what he was, what he did, and the people, he socialized in prison, and he talks about real things. He's not talking about, making up story. He's saying as it is, and he says what he has done. So the only thing I don't think he should, I give him the advice: be careful with the law because the law did forget you. He beat it, he beat the cases, but there's always somebody who wants to make a name for himself. So and that's what they do. Okay, let me read this one. Johnny Catalan. Maranzano are a must-have. Maranzano. They have to have a DOP stamp on the can. Otherwise, he just said Maranzano stop them. Yes, that's right. Yes, there's a Maranzano style. Walmart has it, and then there's the original Maranzano stamp. You pay more money for it. Yes. And then some Maranzano tomato, I meant I said Maranzano by mistake. Yeah, I know. I was talking about the old man Maranzano. Right. Okay, but for Billy Teletyper, oh, Stacks? I know Stack. Yes, go on my YouTube. And you say Bill Stack, chatting with Bill Stack, with Giacomato, or Giacomo, I think it's Giacomato. And I did 7 takes with him. But, he was just starting out too. So, now he's got better. He's doing very good. Yeah, check it out. Buffalo Bill Teclo. Yes, I did it with Bill Stack. Do you like Bill Stack? I think he's trying hard. Give Bill Stack. Some Maranzano tomato, Campania probably the best. Yes. Hopefully, you tell him. I tell him. You don't want to tell him? What am I going to tell him? I just go there and you see it. Pop, pop, pop. Talk to. Okay, so do you know Tony Pizza? Okay. So now we know who you are. Buffalino Billy Telepiga Giver, you're a 52 topic man. See, you give yourself away now because the way you're talking now, you're doing pa. I know who you are. So we're gonna do something. We're gonna get rid of you. You mentioned Tony Pizza, so you put the stamp on it. So you are from 52 Topic. So I'm going to send you back to 52 Topic. You're not going to be able to make comments here again. Okay. Yes, he's gone. Hello? Hello? I'm like Brett now. Hello? Goodbye. That's what a Brett does. Hello? Goodbye. Johnny, they are dying for just something stupid on the computer. All right, this guy's gone. So we'll send them back to um, 52 Topic. So now, football. Ciao, Giacomo. Ciao, Giacomo. Okay, ciao, Giacomo. Tell me something about yourself, Football 825. Are you one of my friends or you one of the haters? Because ciao, Giacomo doesn't mean anything. So, okay. So, back in Franklin Square, I was involved with the kids, the baseball, especially the baseball teams, the coaches, the school football coaches, West Hampstead, because my kids were going there. They would play football too, the coaches, can you do this? Can you do that? Okay. And then, people will come in for fun races, you know, when they had to do fundraising, I would donate gift certificates. So I was doing good in those kind of things. I didn't buy turkeys or I didn't buy toys to give away to kids. What was asked for me, I did back there in Franklin Square in the late 1980s, 90s, and so forth. So I was involved with the community. So when I got arrested, I had good credentials, from the Nassau County when I got arrested for the bookmaking. And I got the pass, I got out probation. And then when I got involved with, I got arrested for bookmaking with Anthony Spiro. It wasn't now, but then was Sal Vitale, but Sal Vitale never got picked up. It was this guy, Jimmy Batts, and his crew that was dealing with. They were under Sal Vitale. So this is just to give you what helped me and being a good guy in the eyes of the judges, to be leaning on me because I didn't use violence. It was just bookmaking. And bookmaking was not such a bad thing. Okay, so now let me read this guy because we got to find out this football. Giacomo. Okay. Still on good. Had to walk the dog. Welcome back. We missed you. I love dogs. I had 3 dogs. And believe it or not, my dog, the first dog I had, I called Girl. It was, what do you call her? Shit, I can't remember the fucking name. It was a black dog. Anyway, I have in my picture, one of my books, and got run over by a car. She was a year old, where I lived in West Hampstead, and I fell for the dog. Then I had another dog that my son brought that he said he was going to take care of it, never took care of it, and died with cancer. And I was attached to the dog. Then I had another dog that called Rosie. She was a kid and a German Shepherd. She was beautiful, and that was like my private joy. It was it was a girl. I had three sons, so she was a girl, and we used to have fun at night when I used to come home from work. She would wait for me. We used to go on the street. I used to let her loose, and she would be running all over the place. I fed her good. I used to bring her bones, from the what do you call from the leg of veal that I used to cut up. Bring her the bones. She used to love it. So she became very lovable, and we did a lot of things together. And I had a single. I never called her by name. I used to call her by a single. Ooh, 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 ooh. She's and she will come running because I wanted to call her Rosie. So I taught her the single, ooh, and she would run, and then she had like some kind of sickening. There was an hereditary from the family, from the dog she came from. Um she had a phlegm in her stomach, and I lost her, and I cried like a baby for a week. I never cried for anybody, but I cried for her, and then I said, "That's it. I'm never gonna get a dog again, because it's too emotional." I don't know how people fucking do it. They have a dog for 12 years. It's like a baby, and they're gonna die. And you get attached. You deal with them. They get another dog, and I don't know. I said I can't do that. I don't know. And I said, it prevent me from traveling too because I would have to put the dog in a camp. What do you call camp? One time I did it. It was locked up. Rosie, the dog, and I don't see her. She looked so happy. She looked miserable when I came back to take her out. I said never do it again. So I took her with me everywhere we went, and that was it. I want to, you know, uh, I don't want to attach again. You know. So let's go back with this guy Furbo at 20. Quando torni a Carini? I think I answered that question to a lot of people. I don't know if you're just trying to follow the suits. And they said, sei sempre benvenuto. I don't know. Okay, so you're Italian. So everybody from 52 Top and from Castellammare, they Italian too. So you're, I don't know. We will find out if you're with me and if you're sincere that you're a friend. Furbo 825. So we see. Labrador. Anthony Amaro. You remember my dog? Labrador. Yeah. Labrador. Yeah, the first dog, right? The first dog, the Labrador. Yeah. That's what it was beautiful. Anyway, the was 72. Say Jago mine got run over not long ago, but all good now. No, she got run over. She died. She died. She died, and she was a baby, and I got another dog. My son brought her around. The younger one always came in with dogs. He's got a dog right now, beautiful dog. She's a full breed Kita. Beautiful. She's a girl too. He's got three sons, Kita. And when I go to Arizona, I take her for walks. I play with her, and you know, Johnny Catalano. That's my son, my oldest son, Anthony Amato. He's probably your age. He's 50. He's just no 51. He's going to turn 52 in August. He's a Leo, 3 days after my birthday. He's the guy in my story that my wife is carrying him. He's the guy that he wasn't supposed to be here, but he's here because my mom told me that's a baby. It's a living thing, and he's my best friend. But he's in the story, when me and my wife were growing up, and my wife got pregnant, and he's the cause we got married because of him, Anthony Amato. He's a good boy too, good man. He's no boy no more, but he's always going to be my boy. Anyway, Shotogazi with dog impression. Okay. Uh, Mine case is 13 years old. How long? See, that's they get starting to get old, like I am. I'm old, you know, and they need more loving, they need more caring, and the best years, I think, at 3, 4 years old. The best year and the dog. They like when a man is 18, 20. They're alive. They got a lot of energy. They could do anything, and that's what was my dog. And I fell apart when I lost her. Anyway, John Catalan, I always said the only bad thing about having a dog is they don't outlive us. Yes, you feel for her. You get very attached. And I don't know how people do it. Every time they get another dog, and then they go through, and it's like, so I don't really love the dog, or you just have them there to be your pet. I got them to be like family. I didn't get them to be a pet, so I don't know how they could do it. I don't know. I'm a different guy. I don't know. Oh, Johnny, you're 57. Okay, you're a man. You're there. That's it. So that's why you know what you're talking about. Uh, okay. So anyway, I'm here. What is it? Okay. So I don't know. Is everybody getting tired? We should call it quits, and we'll do it again tomorrow, fresh. We could, start. I know how to get in now. We're gonna talk Franklin Square. Maybe Anthony could talk to because he knows a lot of things on Franklin Square. Anthony, you still there? Let me know if you're there. Anthony, are you there? Because Anthony, he was there, he grew up there. He met the crest, with me. Yes, Anthony's still here. Anthony, maybe you got to show your face. We could do, uh, and you could talk better than me. We could do. You could be the moderator. Everybody's telling me I should have to make this work better. So maybe we could do that, Anthony. Johnny, we're the same age. Maybe I pass you going around the block. Same age. See, good. So we got a lot in common. Prime men, So I would like to do this, tomorrow night again. I think this was my best chat stream by far. Because I had how many? I think eight. I don't know how many did I make? Eight, nine with this one. So this is the best. We got rid of all the junkies over here, the big people. Good idea, Jaco. You can trust anybody like family. Your son sounds like a good man. Well, if you see him, you like him, Johnny. You know, Um we did a video. If you go to the videos, Anthony, which one is that, Anthony? I don't know. Do you have it? I gotta look it up. 1 minute. Let me see, and I'll show you. You can look it up. My son talks about me and this guy 52 topic, Francesco Fedolino. Francesco Fedolino, I think he's 56 years old, and he's from Ridgewood. I don't know. Uh, Johnny, do you know Ridgewood at all? Ridgewood, what's his name? No, I think he went to. He said he was going on vacation to Sicily, Taormina. Joe Rizzo, and we were talking, and Joe Rizzo called out for Ferdolino because he was saying, "I know Joe Rizzo from Ridgewood." The guy goes, "You got the wrong Joe Rizzo," and he looked like an asshole. Um, Chicken Oaks, Johnny Mond. Okay, so let me tell you the video that my son did with me while I was in New York. Um, Let me see. Okay, let me see. Okay, 1 minute. Let me see. Okay, okay. It was 3 months ago. The title of the video. It's in my videos, not in the chat stream. In my videos, and you see my son. We talked for 24 minutes. And the title was New York City Mafia, a father-son conversation. And you see Anthony. He's got glasses on. 3 months ago, we had 453 viewers. Johnny, you could see my son. I want him to do with me because he knows a lot more about Franklin Square because he was there. I am in corporate America. People judge. It's tough enough that I got an accent. The what? I take a look at it. Yes, Johnny, take it. He's there, my son. You get to see him, and we're talking, and it was a good conversation. And I told him we should do that maybe one day. But like he says, I am in a corporate America. People judge. It's tough enough that I got an accent. Yeah. He means Johnny. He means an accent. Being from the street because that's how we grew up. So he's a good kid, good guy. People love him, and he's been through. He was supposed to take over my restaurant, but we decided it's better for him to go corporate because he could get a life. Being in the restaurant business, no life. 7 days a week, always working. So there's no life. Now he lives, he gets vacations, and he does whatever he wants to do. And he's an Eagle fan. He loves the Eagles because when he was growing up, and I was booking, and the Eagles were playing in the Super Bowl. What was the guy's name, Anthony? What year was that? Tell him. And I was rooting for the Eagles to win because I had a lot of bets they were playing. I think the Raiders. Who they were playing, Anthony? You could talk. You're here now. At least you could talk. Who the Eagles were playing when you became a fan of the Eagles? Okay, he's got to think about it a little bit. I don't know. You don't want to get in the conversation. We'll see if he does. 60 seconds. And Randall Cunningham. Oh, they were playing the Cardinals? Okay. I thought it was the Raiders. Didn't they play the Raiders too? Anyway, so all right, so I'm a corporate. I'll take a look at it. Okay, Johnny, yeah, you get to see my son. Maybe one day we'll do over here. Him from New York and me from Florida. I go see him maybe Christmas time. I go see them, my kids. Then I got one in Arizona, the young guy, and that's where the cooking, you know, the cooking. I was telling Anthony, I was telling him about that I was trying to make video cooking videos on YouTube, you know. So, but you could see them. They're on YouTube. There's few of them. Uh, okay, I sound like my father. I'm a corporate American people. I take a look at it. Anthony Amar. I sound like my father. I was by his side since I was 12 years old, like I was with my father. No, my father was since I was a baby. And then he left me to come to America for a year. But then we came and everybody, okay. Anyway, Anthony, I'm sure I have heard your name around YouTube past a couple of years. Not that bad, just remember it. We okay, Johnny Catalano. We are who we are. Can be anything else. Don't worry about you, son. We are who we are. Can be anything else. Don't worry about how you sound, my friend. I don't know what is he saying. He talks good. I don't know what he's saying. You will like Anthony. Anthony is one. I don't know. He's special. Uh, so your time. Okay. See you all next time, Johnny. I'll see you before. Be well. Yeah, we're gonna do it. I'm coming back tomorrow. Stay born. I'll see you tomorrow. Yes, Johnny. Mickey Bats. Take care, Jack. I'm gonna go jump in the shower. Okay, Mickey. All right, we're gonna say so long. Have a good night. Thank you for coming and salute. Buonanotte. Till tomorrow. It was good. A good ending. All right. I'm going to get out of here. All right. Oh. Sweet. Okay. I'll see you later. Buonanotte. Good night, all.